video game developers. Mr. Lang here, and I am glad that you are in the foundations of game design. All right. So I want to go over some very important things as we are going to start with Unity. For some of us that are doing this for the very first time, there is a very important process here. Stick with me on this video. Please watch it from the beginning all the way to the end. If you got to scrub back, please go ahead and scrub back. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, Unit 1, Activity 3 is one of the first units that you will need to use Unity for. All right. And so when we scroll down, obviously you can read through these directions here. One of the required materials that you're going to need is Unity 6. All right. So when I click on that hyperlink, it's going to bring me to the download Unity page. If you're using Windows like I am, I just downloaded it from here. If you're using a Mac or Linux operating system, obviously you would download those downloads. All right. This is going to take a little bit. You have to be patient for these downloads and installing of it. All right. So let it do its magic. Don't start interrupting it. Don't start clicking on a bunch of things while it's installing. I highly suggest you just let that install without doing other things on your computer during that process. All right. I have my Unity 6 installed here. We'll come back to that here in a little bit. Now I'm going to scroll down, and one of our first steps here is to download the game itself. All right. And so we're going to click on this download. It's going to start downloading for me. I'm using Google Chrome, so it's coming right to this location. I can click on that folder here, and it's going to open up my download directory. All right, right there. Obviously, there's other ways to get to that download directory as well. I'm going to go ahead and minimize my internet because I created a directory right on my desktop here. Oh, my video is over it. Here it is, Foundation of Game Design. All right, and that's as simple as I'm on my desktop, right click, new folder, and Foundations of Game Design. This is critical to be very organized. All right. I'm going to open that up, and now I have other directories in. I've saved some YouTube videos to help me out. I have my student game files that I'll be downloading from you guys and looking at them throughout the course. But then I created one called Lessons. This is where I am going to save my files that I need for my projects throughout it. And so here I am in my downloads now. I have two file explorers open. I'm just going to drag that from my downloads into my lessons for my Foundation of Game Design. Very important to be file managers here. It is critical. Now that's here, again, that is in. I'm going to control and scroll this up a little bit. This is in a zipped format. All right, it decreases the size of our files for us to share over the internet. And I'm just going to choose extract all. And when I do, I get this popping up saying, hey, where do you want those to extract to? Because I had that in my Foundation Lessons folder, I'm just going to choose that, and it's going to extract it right to this location here. All right, so it's extracting right now. It's doing its thing. Time for a sip of coffee. Good morning. Again, while these are extracting, I highly recommend not doing a lot of other things on your computers. You want to kind of keep those files going there. So now I've got my Unit 1 Activity 3 game extracted. If I open it up, I see the three files there that the directions look for. All right, so I'll drag that over there and load that up there. So it's saying, hey, you should have an assets, packages, and project settings. Bingo, bango. I've got those. All right. So now it's telling us to load the file into Unity. All right, open the Unity Hub application, go to projects, click add project from disk. All right, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and load up my Unity here. And again, if you need to look at that, those directions again, please do. But this is our get set up. It's kind of a cool. When you go to Unity, you can play this, and it's really cool. There's some free courses that you can even learn even more about that. Can't wait. Maybe you come over to Gull Lake High School. We have a video game development class where kids are even doing some really cool things in there as well. So I'm glad that you're going to be a video game developer. I'm going to go to projects like it says. All right. This is a great tutorial to watch as well. So just to throw that out there. But the directions say we need to add. All right. And we're going to add a project from our disk. And this is where file management comes into play. I'm going to go to my desktop. There's my Foundation of Game Design right there. I'm going to go to my lessons, Unit 1, Activity 3 game. I'm going to click on that once. I'm not going to open it just once and choose open. Here again is where it now is in here, but when I click on it to load it, so I click once and now it's starting to build. It's gonna now build so we can use the editor for this, all right? So we just have to be patient. This can take some time, all right? Especially the first time it does it. So this is on another monitor here. So my Unity 6, it's getting the installing packages it needs. It's doing all the magic behind the scenes here. Again, this is where you need to be patient. It is doing it. If it stops at a certain, maybe it's at 45 out of 67 and it stops there for a while, just be patient. Let it's doing it. Oh, and I got my students over here talking about 6 and 7s. Good times. The year's 2025, right? Just be patient. Let it do its magic. Again, this may take a little bit of time. It is doing what it needs to do to get all the files that it needs to. Believe it or not, if I go to my file manager now, look at that. I'm seeing even more files here that it's bringing in, from our project settings to libraries, user settings, temp files, all the stuff it's going to need for you to be an amazing video game developer. But again, it's so important to have that project management. You're going to need to know where your files are. You're going to need to know when you're done with your files, how to zip those up and send those to me. That'll be another video tutorial that we will do. All right. So again, I'm going to minimize my files. It's just doing its magic here. I'm going to actually pause this while it is building the game right now. Okay, we are back, and my Unity game engine, it is now up and running, all right? Again, this is a different piece of software than our Unity Hub. That's just where all of our stuff will be saved and where we can access files and stuff. But now we are actually in this scene right here, all right? And so going back to our directions then, grabbing that over there and here over this over here, we've got those files loaded. Now it's going to tell you how to play the game. All right, so you're going to definitely pay close attention to this, what we're looking for. You're going to be able to go into different directories, find the assets and stuff like that. File hierarchy, again, that's where your file management's going to come into play with what we're looking for in here. They're going to ask you to go in and find certain things, such as your scenes and stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to be working through, all right? This is very important to watch and look at all this. Again, YouTube is going to be your friend. It is mine. You've got to be able to problem solve, all right? You're not going to be able to, at a whim, be able to ask me every single question. You've got to ask Google, Gemini, ChatGPT, get on YouTube, all of those things. But you are definitely going to need to read through these directions with what I call a fine-tooth comb. Thank you, Grandpa, for telling me that. You want to make sure, don't start skipping over things, just looking at pictures. You've got to make sure you're reading all of this when working on your projects. All right, but now you are in your Unity and you are on your way of checking out this game, checking out the files. Again, file management, all of that is going to be critical. Have fun and be curious and start playing around with your own games in Unity as well. All right, great. Have a great one, you guys.